In this episode of OMG Craft, not one, not two, but 3 mods for your enjoyment.
Netcasts you love from people you trust. This is Twit.
Hello everyone and welcome to OMG Craft. I'm your host, OMG Chad. This is a show that'll teach you how to become a Minecraft expert in no time. Today we are going to be playing with 3 different mods that I have been playing with on the Crack Pack mod pack, which you can find on the AT Launcher. The AT Launcher is another launcher like Feed the Beast where you can download packs of mods, and so I'm playing on the Crack Pack. That's what all that means. These are 3 mods that are pretty simple, and so I didn't think that they would fit into their very own video, but I wanted to cover each and every one of them, so we're going to get through them all pretty fast. Yep. So here we are. This is actually the Crack Pack server. This is a server that I've been playing on with a whole bunch of friends. That's why I have these weird jetpacks that shoot rainbows out of them, and boots that make sure I don't get fall damage, and this weird cobble structure which will one day be a spaceship. But it's currently not right now. It's just a whole bunch of cobble floating in the air. So the first thing that I want to show off is called the chisel. The chisel easily changes the textures of other blocks in the game. It's very simple to make, just a stick and a piece of iron. So you grab a chisel just like that, and it will change the texture of a few blocks. Okay, so here are some of the blocks that it works with. I'm just going to go ahead and grab all these guys. We got some stone, we got some gold, and some modded blocks. So let's start off with just stone. So we'll work with stone and cobble. There's a whole bunch of blocks that it works with. All you have to do is take the chisel in your hand and right-click it, and you're given this interface. Then when you take the block that you want to change and drop it into the middle, we get all sorts of different textures that this block can now become. So let's say this is one that, isn't, no, you just pull it right on out. And now we have a block that is still smooth stone, but now has this crazy cool texture on it. Isn't this so neat? Now if I go ahead and do that again, I can take the textured block, throw it back in. Let's choose a different texture. Maybe these stone bricks that still look like smooth stone, but maybe even like polished smooth stone. These also are working with the connected textures. So if you can see that I have 2 blocks here, and so if I merge them together, their edges go away because I am using connected textures. So just keep that in mind with a lot of these textures as well. So let's go back to the chisel, right-click, throw it back in there, and let's choose something really weird like this. I don't know, what is this? These weird decoration blocks, just like that. One of the cool things is that you don't need, this doesn't take any cost. The chisel doesn't degrade. It doesn't take XP from you. It's only cosmetic. So that's why it doesn't cost anything. And I can switch this to stone bricks if I want. Now, this works with lots of blocks like I was mentioning. So here is the gold block. We'll just throw this in here. You can see a lot. There's stars that have sort of this obsidian background. There's some really cool, like, oh man, there's just some really, really neat stuff. So let's pull the gold out. Same thing with lapis. This one has a cool little gold edge. This would be great for like a floor or a carpet. You have all sorts of different edges to the lapis. You can also do this with glass. Glass adds lots of things. This Chinese glass adds a cool red border. You have, wow, a screen glass. You have all sorts of things you can do. Same thing with netherrack. That's what that looks like. Nether brick, which adds some cool like lava to the edges, which I really, really like. And then like I said before, it does work with some if you have other mods installed. This is a mod that adds factory blocks. And these factory blocks, you can make these really cool hazard areas. You can make thing that's rusting. You can make all sorts of stuff. Also, these are temple blocks that I've made. So all sorts of different things. You can see how expansive this can get. Now it doesn't work with everything, so like these dark oak planks doesn't work with those because that's a texture it doesn't understand. Okay, so moving on. That was only 1 mod. We still have 2 more to get to. The next one that I want to cover is called Death Counter. All I have to do is open up my chat, type an exclamation point, and you can see all of the different deaths that have happened on the server. This is a very simple mod, but it can add a lot to the game because I've been watching my rank go up and up on how many deaths that I have accrued, and now I am in 5th place. Every time you die and you raise a place, it'll tell you just in chat that your death position has grown. So I'm here sitting at 22 deaths. It's pretty simple, but I liked the functionality that it adds to a server. And in this server, this is all PvP driven, so it's kind of a nice thing to have. Next, we're gonna move on to Zan's Minimap. This map up in the corner, just like that, I can make it large if I want by hitting X. This mini-map is really, really useful. It's also called Voxel Map. This mod is currently being maintained by Mania Ataru, and it is, it's just awesome. So let's show off some of the things that it includes. You can, over on the side, change the zoom level, so you can see that over in the corner. You know what, let me go ahead and make that larger. I just hit the equal sign, or also M. It depends on your setup. But I can decide to take this and make it larger so that you can see it. Use small, regular, or large. So let's set it to large. I can go through zoom levels by hitting the Z key. So you can see sort of a big overview and closer and closer. And when it gets a little bit close, it does get a little bit blurry. If I hit the Z, I will go into this sort of larger view. And I can still hit X goes into the larger view, and the Z key now will zoom through still, just like before. Then I can hit I have it set up for the equal key in this mod pack, but also M on lots of mod packs will also work. And you get all of the different options. You can turn on the coordinates, which display below the map by switching this toggle right here. You can change the location by using this button. You can decide if it's a square or a circle. When it's a square, it locks into the north, east, west, south position, so it no longer follows the direction that you're facing. Some people might like this. It also changes the background to more of a map, which some people may like. I like the circle. You can also turn on and off, this is in-game. See how it says in-game waypoints? I'll get to waypoints in just a second. Right now we're going to keep them off. You can hide it if you don't want it. You can change the side. You can change this if you're on an older version where north it was different. When we were merging, updated the position of north, you can change that. Cave mode will change the background once you go below a certain amount. You can also turn on radar, and currently I have it set to off because it's a little bit cheaty. If you turn it on, it will show things like mobs, other people. So if I turn on players, it can even show their names or their helmets, or in this icon filtering, it will change the edge to be a little bit smoother, and outlines will add a little bit of a stroke to the edge. So I like to keep this off just because it's a tiny bit cheaty on this type of PvP server, but that's a great option if you want it. You can also change the detail if you want this to be even better. And finally, you can change some of the buttons. Now let's get into waypoints. The coolest part about this mod is you could walk up to just about anywhere and then set, well, actually anywhere, not just about, there's no place that you can't, and set a waypoint. I'm going to hit B, and I'll get this waypoint menu, and I'm going to call this the ship, because this is where we are standing. I can change the coordinates if I wanted to, maybe 5 blocks in a certain direction. I can change those a little bit. I can also change the color, which is really neat. Let's change this to kind of a weird, actually bright yellow. There we go. Here, I want it even better yellow. I want this yellow. There we go. You can change where this displays, so if you're in the nether and you still want to see it, or in the end and still want to see it. I just want to see it in the overworld. And you can choose if this displays automatically on or off. We'll keep it on. Now that we hit done, you can see on the map I've added that sort of yellow pyramid to my mini-map. Now, another really neat feature is if I jump back into these in-game waypoints, I can turn them on, and I'm going to choose both right now. So you can see that there's this column of light and then also a tag, a title on it that shows some text about what I put into it. And you can see this from very, very far away, which is really nice. Let me grab my hang glider here and fly off into the distance. And you can see them really far away. Isn't that way neat? Even so, if I really need to get back to my place and I'm flying something, I can see it from just about everywhere. Now, you may have noticed in the options that I had a few different things between beacons and titles, and that's true. So either you can turn on just the beacons so that the text doesn't show up, which is kind of a nice look, or if you don't like the beacons, you can turn on just signs where only text is what you see. You can also change in the waypoints area the options, how far away you start to see these. The minimum is 50 blocks. The maximum is all the way up to infinity, and a lot of block distance in between. I liked where it was at about 1,000 blocks. Sure, that's close enough. You can also choose death points. So if you die and need to get back to your body, you can also do that as well. I actually didn't realize that was on most recent. I want to keep it to all. You can also see your waypoints that you've added. So let's say the ship, you know what, it's too close to home, so I have turned it off, and now it does not show up in my game. And then also let me go back and turn this to both. There we go. Yep. That was a lot of stuff that I just covered. I hope you enjoyed those 3 mods in this 3 mod spotlight. If you want to catch future episodes, make sure that you subscribe at youtube.com/omgcraft or twit.tv/omgcraft. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.